Hello friends, I hope you like my previous video. This week I received many calls from my friends, my YouTube students, Facebook and some other media that they not received my all video. So my request to you all, if you not subscribe my channel, please do subscribe and press the bell icon. So you will get the the video when I created. Okay. So friends, before starting the technical topic, this week again I am starting with principle. So first thing, what we discussed earlier, we will go through that. So I will start with the cultural part. In cultural principle, we discussed some of the principle like everyday learning, respect every individual, lead with humility, behavior and anger management. And my second topic is continuous improvement. In this segment, we cover seek perfection, embrace scientific thinking, and today's topic is focus on process. So for friends, focus on process is very important for all and every organization. But friends, normally in many organizations you can see that company is focusing for shipment, company is focusing for result, company is focusing for money and all that, and in lieu of that they compromise their process. So what will happen for those company, like those company can achieve the success once, twice, thrice, but when topic comes for long-term sustainable solution, they are not achieving that sustainable solution. However, those company have high paid employee who are responsible for the system, but due to some pressure they are not able to do that. So friends, before talking about in detail of this principle, one line I am going to read again for you, that is the direct observation. So when I am talking about focus on the process, then direct observation is the key part. I am taking an example of one company called Toyota. So in Toyota, friends, if any concern happened, so what Toyota will do? Is Toyota blame their employee? Is Toyota stop assembly or whatever? No. Toyota will do the first observation. Like Toyota employee will go in the actual place, review the process and see where process is going to fail. They don't believe that any person can make the mistake, because that if I need to do anything, I cannot do any mistake. If I say to you that you need to jump from the 6th floor, you will not jump. So it means if anything wrong, you think that person did anything wrong, this will not happen. So the similar way in the company, if process is not fully validated, then concern may happen. So in Toyota or such kind of organization, they don't blame any individual, they don't blame any employee, and they focus on the process. They see where things are going to wrong. And friends, those companies who break the process, who do the shortcuts, their best employee leave their company. Maybe after some time, when they get the opportunity, they leave the company because they don't feel happy or confident on that company. And one more thing, friends, like those companies who are not following the process, they need to hire more and more employees for less job, because those employees will fulfill the breakage system. So friends, if my point is like, if you are working in an organization, you have to decide that you need to focus on the process, you need to see the process and don't blame to any individual, because individual cannot do mistake. Process may have the mistake. We can improve the process. And friends, one more thing, like regarding process side, process can be look after, process can be see like with different methods, different techniques. So if I am talking about Six Sigma, if you hear about that, so in Six Sigma there is some process by which we can review our process. Like if you heard about the value stream mapping, we can see the process, we can monitor the process. Second is the Kanban, Kaizen, 5S. These are the technique, by the help of these technique we can review our process, we can see the actual. Friends, in focus in process, I also want to share one thing. Like once I am discussing with my team, and if I found any concern which is happened in my team, so what normally my thought process is like, this is the time for celebration, because this problem comes, and for this problem we need to celebrate, because after this I will review the process and this problem will never come again. Okay friends, so we will move our technical topic, and today's topic is magnetic particle testing. So again I am telling you, this is actually introduction of magnetic particle testing. I am not going to complete fully, because if I am going to complete full, it will take minimum 4 to 5 classes, which is not possible in YouTube platform. Okay, so magnetic particle testing, basically two important point is there in magnetic particle testing. Number one point, magnetic particle testing only conducted in ferromagnetic material. This is mentioned that MT is only applicable for ferromagnetic material, those material which is attracted by the magnet, in a simple sense. Okay, and point number B, like MT can detect surface and subsurface. Surface, you know, surface discontinuity, and subsurface up to 6 mm. From the top of the surface up to 6 mm we can identify discontinuity in magnetic particle testing. Now if I am talking about the principle of magnetic particle testing, so terms come leakage field. So before reading all this point, look this figure. In this figure, this is the material, and this material is magnetized by any mean, and due to magnetization, magnetic field goes inside the material and south pole, north pole created. One more important topic I want to discuss with you, that is the Fleming right hand rule. In Fleming right hand rule, what will happen? This is our thumb, this is our all four finger. Okay, thumb denote current flow of the current, and what finger will denote, which is rounded, that is the magnetic lines. Okay, so you can see this arrow shows the magnetic field lines, and you can also see this is the slight notch. Notch is basically we intentionally create one crack, and in this crack you can see two pole created, that is the north and south pole created. And now we start the technical thing. What is the leakage field? Leakage field, the field in air space in and above the crack. In and above the crack, you can see the field in the air space in and above the crack, or at other physical or magnetic discontinuity on the surface of the magnetic part are called leakage field. So you can see that this is the material, this is the crack, and this is the magnetic line. So what will happen when crack or any discontinuity is there? This will again create one north and south pole, and what magnetic line will do? Magnetic line will cross over the crack or indication by the air itself. And second important point, friends, the flux or magnetic line, what you can say in this, having the two opposite pole, that is the north and south pole, and that is created one bridge. What bridge will do? You can see here your magnetic line's arrow will go straight, and when it comes in the crack or any condition, again created north and south pole, these arrow will cross the material through the air and it will create the bridge. So the same thing we mentioned there, the flux from the two poles of the opposite polarity forms a bridge over the crack. Then magnetic field, whatever magnetic field is there, they always find the path of least resistance. What it means, friends? If you see, this is the material. So if you see in the bottom side of it, so this is the magnetic lines. What they do? They normally cross. They normally goes smooth in the material. When this comes in the crack, so you can see these magnetic lines crosses or goes over the north and south pole from the air. So it is like creating breeze. So this is not least resistance. This is the high reluctant, not least resistance. Least resistance means no resistance happened. So smoothly magnetic line go, and when it comes in the air, it feels very difficulty to go. So these magnetic lines need to cross by the air. Okay, so my next point, air at the crack has high reluctance for the passage of the magnetic flux. So what air will do? Air will have the high reluctance for the magnetic flux. So what will happen now? After this, if you apply a small iron particle over there, so what will happen? These magnetic flux will attract those small iron particle in this location, and these accumulation will show treated as a indication. And what is the specialty of these particles, iron particle? There is two specialty of these small particle. Number one, high magnetic permeability. What is the permeability? Permeability is like whenever we apply any magnetic field, they are going to magnetize. And second important point, low retentivity. Retentivity means they actually retain magnetization or not. Like if we apply the magnetic field, they immediately magnetize. If we remove the magnetic field, the magnetic field will go out. Means no magnetization. This is called low retentivity. So these particles have the two specialty. Number one, these particles are high magnetic permeability. Whenever we apply the magnetic field, they immediately magnetize. And whenever we remove the magnetic field, they immediately non-magnetize. That is the low retentivity. Okay, so what these particles will do? These particles will accumulate this point, and the magnetic lines which goes from the air, they will pass from these particles, because I already tell you that the crack has high reluctance in the air, and your magnetic field, magnetic lines require least resistance path. So friends, my last point related with this is, like as more and more particles are attached, they pile up, providing metallic path of how magnetic reluctance that bridge of the particle can be visually detected and called indication.
So friends, in this you can see that we have applied one U-shaped magnet over the ferromagnetic material. So if you are talking about the magnet itself, so magnetic lines goes from south pole to north pole, and when it comes to actual material, it flows from north pole to south pole. In this you can see that if we have single magnet or we apply magnetic field on the component and north and south field generated, when we break one magnet, it forms two separate magnet like north pole south pole and north pole south pole. So two new pole are created. So whenever we apply Fe powder over that, so it is accumulated over there, because magnetic powder by the magnetic powder, magnetic lines will go. And similar way, in the third figure you can see if any crack is there in the this magnetic magnet. So north pole south pole created and north pole south pole created. So whenever we apply magnetic lines and apply powder, Fe powder, so it is accumulated over there. In ring A you can see that this is no destruction, no pole is created, and magnetic lines flowing. Whenever any crack is there, so flux leakage is created, and you can see that in ring B. Now I am talking about the method side. So there are three steps. Step number 1, establishing suitable magnetic field. So we need to decide what magnetic field we need to create it, we need to apply. And step 2, applying ferromagnetic particle to the surface of the test object. So red color particle, if you see, this is the ferromagnetic particle we apply, and which is accumulated over the crack, and by the help of these magnetic particle or ferromagnetic particle, the magnetic lines is flowing. And step 3 is examining the test object surface for accumulation of the particle and evaluating the serviceability of the test object. So in third point, you can evaluate whenever you find any accumulation of the ferromagnetic particle, you can say that this is the indication of discontinuity. So friends, one more important point, like non-ferromagnetic material like aluminum, magnesium, brass, tin, lead, austenitic stainless steel, etc., that cannot strongly be magnetized and cannot be tested by this method. So magnetic particle testing cannot be performed in these mentioned material, which are actually non-ferromagnetic in nature. So next I am showing you one animation to you friends. So first we need to clean the component before applying the magnetic lines. Then apply the magnetic field over the component. You can see that north pole south pole created, and south to north magnetic lines are flowing, and in air north to south. And when we apply ferromagnetic particle, you can see that in the leakage flux accumulation of the particle happens, and this you can evaluate. Again you can see that the flux leakage line magnetize the component south pole north pole created, then spray the ferromagnetic material particle with kerosene, and that particle accumulated in the leakage.
So friends, I hope you understand the animation, and by the animation you can understand easily magnetic particle testing. And now I will going to discuss some more point regarding the type of MPT. So very first point, what are the different kind of particle for magnetic particle testing? So you can see that I mentioned dry particle, we use dry iron particle. Next, wet particle we used, then magnetic rubber as a particle form which you see over there. And next, what are the viewing the detected indication? What are the method? So number one method, you can see visual light. In the visual light you can see this testing, but in the visual light the light intensity shall be minimum 1000 lux. And second is the fluorescence radiation, that is the UV light. So for the UV light intensity is minimum 1000 microwatt per centimeter square. So friend, next topic is field type and direction. When I am talking about the field type, I am talking about the magnetization. So residual magnetization is one of the field, then continuous magnetization, circular magnetization, longitudinal magnetization. These are the magnetization of field we have in magnetic particle testing. And friends, if I am talking about the equipments, so there are lots of equipment by which we can perform the magnetic particle testing. Number one, the permanent magnet. We can do the magnetic particle testing with the help of permanent magnet. We can perform the magnetic particle testing with yokes. This is very common, and this is portable also. Like you can perform magnetic particle testing anywhere with the help of probe. Next, portable power, and next is the stationary power supply machine. We can apply that, and next is the probe method. In the probe method, you can also perform that. So friends, I hope this topic is very much clear to you, and if you like, as usual, you need to like, subscribe and share with your friends. Thank you so much.